I wanted to start off talking about danger hands, and and I've got some examples here, but I'll talk about them using this example as a starting point. So the idea is that when you're a declarer and um, you're threatened by the defense, it's often one or the other of the defenders that is the one you're particularly worried about. And so if in this example, we're declare and three no trump, and the south hand on the bottom is the declare, and the top hand here in north is the dummy. And let's say we get a low spade lead against us. And so we can imagine that the defenders are going to try and set up spade tricks. And we maybe only have one spade stopper with our ace of spades. So if we're in three no trump, we should be starting out, once we see dummy, counting our sure tricks. So how many top tricks do we have here between these two hands?
Six.
We've got 6 in the minors, but then we have the ace of hearts and the ace of spades also.
Right, there's 8.
So we have 8. And so how many tricks do we need to develop to make our contract?
1.
Just 1. And what suit is that likely to come from?
Could be hearts.
Right, we can try a heart finesse, and if the heart finesse works, that'll be our 9th trick. And even if the heart finesse loses, it will promote a heart for us. So if we can get back in, we can we'll have 9 tricks. But there's no way to get an extra trick from diamonds or clubs. 3 is the most we can take in clubs. 3 is the most we can take in diamonds. And so the who do we think of? Let's imagine that we win the first trick with our ace of spades. So if it goes a low spade from the opening lead on our left, and we play a low spade from dummy, and then they play the king of spades on our right. And let's say we win the ace of spades. Now the question is, what's the risk? What is our worry if we do that route?
They may
Well,
have a
that-
long spade suit.
Well, we're worried there's long spades maybe on our left.
But we're worried the queen is on our left.
We're worried that the queen is on our left, which is a good chance. And so the thing is, if the queen is on our left and our left-hand opponent gets the lead, they can't really hurt us, because if they lead a spade, if they lead the queen, it'll make our jack good. If they underlead their queen, it'll make our jack good. But if our right-hand opponent gets the lead and they lead a spade, then our jack is kind of trapped. And so in a situation like this, we would say that East on our right is the danger hand. They're the one that we don't want to let get the lead. We're afraid if East gets the lead, they can lead a spade back through and we'll be in trouble.
So
We
if we duck the first one, leaving the lead in East, and then we still have our ace and our jack, does that work better for us?
Well, it may work better, but we should think a little bit more about our plan. And so the idea here is that we think that we're going to try, once we have a chance, once we get in, we're going to try the heart finesse. And if the heart finesse loses, it will lose to East. And then if they still have spades left, they can lead a spade back and we'll be in trouble. And so that would guide us to say, in this situation, we should not win the first trick with the ace. And they're going to continue spades. We should not win with the second trick either, but we can win the third one.
Because East is likely to be out. Do we know whether it was East or West that bid spades to begin with?
Well, nobody bid him, but the West led a spade.
I
And
see.
so we think West has 4 or 5 spades. If West has 4, then they're 4-3-3-3 around the table.
Right.
So if we hold up twice, then we try our finesse. Even if it loses to East, they won't have the spade left to lead back. Okay. And so the idea here is we're identifying East as the danger hand. If East gets the lead while they still have spades, we're probably going to go down. And so, and when we know that we're going to have to try a heart finesse, that if it loses, it will lose to East, we need to prepare for that ahead of time by ducking a couple of spades. And so if we, let's see. So that's the way that's our strategy, but our strategy comes up with saying, well, we're worried about West having spade length, and we're worried that East might get the lead and lead through our jack. And we call this, after we've taken our ace of spades, we call this jack little a half a stopper. It's a stopper if West is on lead and leads the spade, because we get to play last, and with only the queen out, either they lead the queen or they underlead the queen. In either case, our jack is a stopper. But it's not a stopper if East gets on lead. If they lead through us, then we have to play before West does, and we won't be able to take another spade trick. We won't have a stopper. And so we call that a half stopper in a suit, where it's a stopper against one of our opponents, but not a stopper against our other opponent. All right. So let's look now at a same thing, except we've swapped which hands have which hearts. So it's again, we're in 3 no trump, and we can count, we have 3 diamonds, 3 clubs, and ace of hearts and ace of spades. That's 8 top tricks, and we need to develop another trick. But here we say we're going to develop it with a heart finesse, but now if the heart finesse loses, it's going to lose to the West hand. You see that? Because now when we finesse in hearts, we would lead the 2 of hearts and put in our queen. And if it loses, it'll lose to our left-hand opponent. And that's the one that our half stopper is still a stopper from. So in this scenario, when they lead the spade, we're better off winning the ace of spades at trick 1.
Oh,
Okay? We're not going to do the hold up. And then we'll cross to a diamond, to dummy with the diamond, and we'll lead a heart. And we'll put in the queen. And so if that loses to the king of hearts, our left-hand opponent can't attack us in spades to hurt us in spades. Because the ace and king of spades have been played, only the queen of spades is out, and if our left-hand opponent leads a spade, our jack 7 is a stopper.
wait,
So
what
here
did West lead?
Yeah, go ahead.
What did West lead?
Didn't let a low spade.
Again, huh?
Yeah, same lead, same king of spades from our right-hand opponent. But now we can afford to win the ace at trick 1 and then cross to dummy and try a heart finesse, because if the heart finesse loses, it loses into the safe hand, the hand that can't hurt us.
Wow.
In the previous example, if we try the heart finesse, this one, the heart finesse goes the other way. If it loses, it would lose into the danger hand here. So we can't afford to take the ace of spades right off. We have to duck 2 spades and then take the spade, and then hope that East here is out of spades by that point when we do our heart finesse. But this one, the heart finesse goes in the other direction. It goes, if it loses into the safe hand. So we can take our ace of spades right off and then try the heart finesse.
Well, if the heart finesse, yeah, if the heart finesse wins, then we take the tricks right off the top.
But we're trying to cover the cases. What if the heart finesse loses?
Yeah.
And if the heart finesse loses, it's going to put West on lead, our left-hand opponents on lead. And they're the one that can't attack spades where we still have the jack 7. You see that?
Okay,
Oh.
so stupid question.
That's all
If
right.
instead of ace jack 7, we have ace 7 6, we're just hosed. We just have to take a chance and hope the finesse works.
That's correct. That's correct. And in that case, we're gonna do a hold-up play. We're gonna wait and take our ace of spades on the third round. And then try and lead the hearts in whichever situation we have.
Okay.
It's because the jack little becomes a half stopper. Then we can do this. Another common scenario we have is if what we had here was like king little. Okay, and let's say they led some other suit. Let's say they led a club, and we've got king little in spades and three little spades in the north. That we consider that king little a half a stopper. It's safe if our left hand opponent leads spades, but it's at risk if our right hand opponent gets the lead. So it's a little bit easier to see with a king X or king XX as you're holding that it's safe from your left hand opponent leading, but it's not safe from your right hand opponent leading. That's a half a stopper. The jack little becomes a half a stopper when the ace and king have already been played. Then it's a similar situation. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at another example. This one's a little more complicated.
Okay,
Hi,
Hi,
I'm
Jackie.
here.
I had that lentil soup for lunch. Oh my God, so good.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad. By the way, I'm going to have to bug out to shortly after 12:30.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So now this is one from the current bridge bulletin. But I saw it and I thought, okay, here's another danger hand play. And so this is kind of like what I was just talking about. So now we're not playing no trump, we're playing four hearts. But you see, which suit is our suit we're kind of concerned about in this deal?
Spades.
Spades, because we're worried that we might lose three spade tricks. If East gets the lead, and maybe East has the Queen, Jack, 10, and little of spades, and Ace has, and the West is on our left, they could lead the Queen of spades, and our King would be trapped, and we'd lose three spade tricks. And we're not going to lose any heart tricks. We're not going to lose any club tricks, but we might lose a diamond trick. The King of diamonds could be offside. And you can see if they lead a club, if we win a club, draw trumps, and then try the diamond finesse, if it loses, who's it going to lose to?
The East.
If a diamond finesse loses, it'll lose to East, and East is the danger hand here. If East gets on lead, they can shift to spades, and we could wind up losing the King of diamonds and then three spade tricks. And we'd be down one. So on this hand as a declarer, we should think about how can we prevent East from getting on lead?
By leading spades?
Well, the problem is if we lead spades, that's the same problem that if the Queen, Jack, 10 is on our right and the Ace is on our left, we're going to lose three spade tricks.
Do you want me to answer,
Yeah,
or keep thinking?
go
about
ahead
it?
and have you read the answer already, Linnea?
I bet that this is Eddie Cantor's.
Yes, it is.
Okay, then I have in fact read the answer, but I figured it out on my own.
Good. So what did you figure?
Well, as long as West has the lead, you're not in danger.
That's right.
So go ahead and let him lead again. Don't take that first club trick.
That's right. The West has led the Queen of clubs. If we duck that, West will stay on lead. You see that,
Yeah.
Jackie?
Well, oh, if West has the queen clubs.
No, West led the Queen of clubs. That's what it says at the bottom here. The opening lead is the Queen of clubs.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So
But
that's
then you
what was led.
club loser that you wouldn't normally have.
That's right. You'd be giving up a trick, but you'd be trading a trick basically, is the idea. So it certainly has the effect of keeping West on lead, right? If they win the queen of clubs, they're going to lead again, and they can't attack spades.
So then, when you get back in, say they lead another club, you draw trump, you cross, draw trump ending up in dummy. Play the ace of clubs and discard a diamond, and then,
Hang on, yeah, because we're out of clubs by now.
right,
So playing dummy's ace of clubs, we can pitch a diamond from south.
right. And then you can do the finesse in the reverse direction by doing a roughing finesse.
But you have to take the ace of diamonds next. That's the kind of key part of that.
Yes, you take the ace of diamonds and then you start playing diamonds and discarding spades if east does not cover.
So how about the king of diamonds?
Right, so what happens here is the way we do this, it's a little hard for me to diagram this here, but the first club we duck.
Right.
Play low from both hands. The second club, we play the 7 from dummy and the king, and we win the king of clubs. All right, then we can draw trump. And then we can lead a diamond to dummy, and then play the ace of clubs and pitch our queen of diamonds. Okay, so now the ace and queen of diamonds have both been played, and we're out of diamonds in our south hand. So now we can lead the jack of diamonds.
Okay, so okay. So we take the first diamond trick with the ace.
Yes, and we
Yeah,
don't
okay.
do a diamond finesse that would lose to east, because the normal way of doing a diamond finesse right here, if it loses, it'll lose to east, which we've said is the danger hand. But instead, by pitching a diamond, we can now do a roughing finesse in diamonds, where we lead the jack of diamonds, and if east doesn't cover it, we can pitch a spade. And if it loses, it will lose to the safe hand, our left-hand opponent.
Wow.
And that's how we can turn our finesse around so that if it loses to the safe hand. Okay, so this is a little bit of a tricky version of this. So let me show you the
And you're hoping to leave the spade.
all the hands here.
I'm just afraid after you pull trump and you play the diamonds, you're gonna lose your transportation to dummy, no?
That is right. And so you want to retain the your king of hearts. You want to draw trumps leaving a high heart in dummy.
Well, what if the hearts are not balanced and then you need to play 3 hearts to draw trump?
Yeah, in that case, I would only draw 2 rounds. I would leave 1 outstanding.
Okay.
But there's not a huge risk of getting roughed because it's only, you've pitched a diamond, so you've only drawn 1 round, you've only led 1 round of diamonds. Okay. So here's what the arrangement is, and you can see that the king of diamonds is in the east. So if we just did a diamond finesse, if we draw trumps and do the diamond finesse, it'll lose to the king of diamonds, and then they'll switch to their jack of spades, and we're sunk. If we play low, the partner will let it to win, then they play another spade, we play low, they win their queen, and then they win their ace of spades. And we wind up losing the king of diamonds and 3 spades, and our 4 hearts goes down 1. But if we recognize the danger hand and say, is there any way not to finesse into the danger hand, we might think about this thing about ducking first, pitching a diamond on the ace of clubs later, and then turning it into a roughing finesse. So now when we eventually lead the jack of diamonds, if they cover with the king, we can rough it, go back to dummy with the king of hearts, and the 10 of diamonds is now a winner. And we can throw away a spade loser. Now we'll only lose 1 diamond and the and
1 club.
2 spade. Oh, we lose a club, but then
No diamonds, no diamonds.
no diamonds. Yeah, no diamonds.
So Rick, so you know from the beginning which is the danger hand. I'm trying to figure out how to do that because and you have to do that sort of quickly.
Well,
So
so the idea
let's-
is we do know from the beginning who the danger hand is.
Left leads, I mean,
From the
West leads a
lead.
spade.
If West leads a spade, it does, our king of spades is going to be a stopper, no matter who has the ace of spades. If they lead a spade from here, they give us we only have 2 spade losers now. They make our king of spades good. But if they lead a spade from the east, we might lose 3 spades.
You're right.
Now we don't know who has the ace of spades. If the ace of spades is in the east, it turns out it doesn't matter. But when we think about the danger hand, we think about sort of worst case scenario. We can see our cards and dummies cards, sorry. And we can't see the defender's cards, but we can tell that the only spade stopper we have is the king of spades, and it's not even necessarily going to be a stopper if east is on lead. It's only a stopper if west is on lead.
So if they lead diamonds, which I don't see why they would the way this hand is configured, but if they did leave diamonds, we're just host.
So if they do lead diamonds, that is right. We're out of luck. We have to try the finesse, it'll lose, and they'll go back and set us. That is correct.
Okay.
But once
And the
they did
reason
it,
the reason they could potentially lead diamonds is if the clubs were swapped.
that's right. And so they might have given a diamond lead. And so you get to take advantage, though. Once you're declarer, you get to say whatever they chose to lead, now's our time to figure out my plan, given that lead. And it is important here that when they lead a top honor, a high honor, and you have the only higher honors, you have the option of ducking and leaving them on lead. That's just a general technique we can use as declarer. All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Rick, where are these cases coming from? Anything we have?
The one that we were just looking at is from this month's bulletin in the Eddie Cantar's column.
Oh, okay.
It's not listed as a danger hand problem, but it is a danger hand problem.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I might add, there are, if you want to improve declare play, there are 3 columns in the bridge bulletin that are good. There's the challenge of the month, and then there's Eddie Cantor's 2 columns. They almost always present declare play. So I really enjoy reading both of those.
Yep, I agree. They're great resources. And let me walk you through this, I guess. So if you go into your browser, you don't have to do this, but if you search for ACBL and you click on My ACBL at the top, it'll have you log in. I have already logged in, so, but it has the bridge bulletin on the left. And it'll bring up the current issue. And so you can see this stuff. Like here's Chalk Talk by Eddie Cantar. This is where, this is not this specific one. But you can also hit the, up on the top right, there's an archives button. And you can view the archives. And you can look at any back issues. And jump to a page. 54, 55 is usually where Eddie Cantar stuff is. So you can see these historically. And you don't have to keep magazines around if you feel like you'd like to do a little more Eddie Cantar hands. There's hundreds of them available online. And you can, anybody in ACBL can just log into the ACBL account and access them.
Yeah. That's a good reminder.
So if you never read the current one, though, it's not going to matter.
Guilty as charged.
That's fine. I'm just pointing out that there's a wealth of good information out there.
I know.
Jackie, you got me onto. But I only look at the green. I'm gonna move to I'm gonna step up a little bit.
Yep, the green ones are good, and the green ones have a lot of useful stuff also.
Yeah,
so
they
I-
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They're not, yeah. In fact, Nancy, I don't know if you saw my text, but I was telling Nancy about, because she's got some time to spare, which she doesn't usually, because she just had her hip replaced. I don't know if she told you. And so I was telling her about the practice on BBO. And boy, some of those things are tough. And exactly the scenario, I did a couple of them last night. And one of them was exactly the scenario that you just went through.
Mhm. Well, I agree. Those are great, great hands also, and they are
Yeah.
challenging. Even the low level ones are challenging.
Even the low level ones are challenging. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. This one I think was in the intermediate column, but it was just funny. I had to laugh about, because I went through it like multiple times and I kept losing. And I was determined to figure it out by myself instead of asking, what
Yeah.
the answer is. And finally I figured it out, but like the fifth time or so.
Right. But
No, you
that's,
can't do that when you're sitting at a table.
but
No,
that's the
no.
way, that's the way that you can use the computer to train yourself better.
Yeah,
And where you have the time to redo and retry and repuzzle it out,
exactly.
it helps the learning process, and learning is really what this is all about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to switch topics now, and I want to talk about it says 2/1 here, but this is if you're playing a 2/1 system. I want to talk about doing a major suit raise when
Oh,
you
yeah.
hold 3-card support.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you look here, we've got a lot of different ways to raise major suit. And it's based mostly on point count. This is for responders point count. What do you do?
Yeah.
And so I'll say if partner opens one spade, let's say, and you've got 3-card support for partner, but you have 0 to 4 dummy points, what should you do?
Yeah.
You should pass. And if you've got partner opens a spade and you've got 3 spades and you've got 5 to 7 dummy points, what should you do?
Well, you got the answer right in front of us, so.
I do have the answer right in front, but I'd like you to say it.
One no trump.
You bid 1 no trump, and then partner's going to say something like 2 clubs probably,
Oh,
and then you say 2 spades. So it's a 2-bid
5
sequence.
points. What if there's
What's
3
that?
lousy spades?
What's that?
Even if there's 3 lousy spades?
It doesn't matter what if you've only got 5 to 7 points, but if they're all in spades or if they're none of them in spades, it doesn't matter. None of it matters about the quality of your spades. None of these bids.
Frankie,
But-
just so you know, this is the system that I use.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah,
But also you can do that limping raise with only 2 spades.
You can do that with only 2 spades. That's correct. But if you have 3 in that point range, that's what you'll do. And so if you have 3-card support and 8 to 10 points, partner opens a spade, we'll just say 2 spades. And the idea is 2 spades is actually a pretty decent raise. It's promising at least 8 points. If we're not playing 2/1, we might do a 2-spade raise with only 6 points. But when we play 2/1 and we have the forcing no trump in our arsenal, a direct raise is a constructive raise. It's a better than a minimum raise.
yeah.
Okay, and then the next range up, if we have 11 or 12 points,
I have to say goodbye. I'm really sorry, but thank
that's
you.
all right. We'll see you,
Nice to
Jackie.
see everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Jackie.
Bye-bye. Rick, let me ask you one thing before you go on. What if you have 8 to 10 points and only 2 spades?
So with 8 to 10 points and only 2 spades, we're going to start with the forcing no trump, and then we are going to wind up still doing the going back and well, it depends. It depends on what the rest of our hand is. So if we have support for partners clubs, for instance, we may just pass their 2 clubs or whatever. So it depends a lot. We may wind up doing the limping raise with a slightly better hand.
Okay,
All right, now if we have 11 to 12 points, we're going to make it, this is a limit raise. We're going to start with the forcing no trump, and then we're going to jump to 3 of the major. So the way that partner can tell the difference between our limping raise, where we start with the no trump and bid 2 of the major, and our limit raise, where we start with the no trump and then bid 3 of the major, as to whether we've gone to the 3 level or not when we support the major.
So the limit raise. Yeah, it's so that it's not the same limit raise we'd use if we were not doing 12. It'd be different.
There's a 4-card limit raise that we can do in standard methods and in 2/1. But with 3 cards, we don't usually do a 3-card limit raise in standard methods. We would bid a new suit first.
Good Q bid maybe.
No, not a Q bid because the opponents haven't bid. There's 1 spade passed to us. Now, if we have 13 or 14 points, and we have 3-card support, that means we've got a 4-card suit somewhere. So we'll make a 2/1 bid with our 4-card suit. And then we'll jump to 4 of the major. And that's going to tell partner we have game forcing values. We're not interested in slam, and we have exactly 3-card support. Because if we had game going values and 4-card support, we'd do Jacoby 2 no trump. So with game going values and 3-card support, we start with a 2/1 bid and then jump to 4. It's possible if partner opens a heart, we could bid 1 spade if we have spades and then jump to 4 hearts. And now the next range is what if we have 15 or more, and maybe this should even be 16 or more. But we've got slam interest. So here we do our 2/1 bid. I need to correct this a little bit. We'll do our 2/1 bid and then bid 3 of the major, slow, showing extras. When we do a 2/1 bid and jump to 4 of the major, that's the fast arrival, showing only game interest. But if we do a 2/1 bid and then 3 of our major, we've made a game forcing bid and we're going slow, setting the major as the trump suit and starting a control bid sequence if partner's got extra values.
Hey, Rick,
Yeah.
so I see 2 things missing from this chart. All of these make sense to me, but
Okay.
is there ever a time where, let's say somebody opens 1 spade and you just go straight to 4 spades? I mean, I just barely can make game, or because 1 no trump is forcing, it doesn't matter. There's no reason to go 1 spade, 4 spades. That doesn't mean anything.
So 1 spade, 4 spades, we would use as a preemptive bid. Like maybe we've got 5 spades and 8 points or something like that.
Okay, but you might make 3 spades, so why jump to 4, right? I mean, 4
Because
goes
with the
down
weak
like-
hand, you're worried that the opponents are going to
I
start
see.
bidding and outbid you. And so you want to prevent their competition from starting up.
Okay, so that would be preemptive. And then the other one is, there is a possibility if you have a ton of points to go 1 spade, 4 no trump.
You can, but it's normally better. You can do that, but it's normally better to do your 2/1 bid and then 3 of the major, because you'll get more information and you'll still be able to bid 4 no trump after that.
But is there a difference? I guess what I'm saying is there a difference between a slam invite where you're saying, if you have a little bit more than bare minimum, let's explore slam, versus you opened, I know we're in slam, like you opened and I have 19 points.
Right, I understand that, but even with that, it's unless you have control over all the side suits, also, you'll normally want to go slow so you can control bid with partner to make sure you're not missing ace king of a side suit.
So,
Key card, if you go to 4 no trump, you might find that you're missing 1 key card.
so then I guess my question is, okay, so let's say I do, 1 spade, 2 clubs, 3 spades. What is partner's response at that point? Like, am I running the risk that they're going to say 4 no trump? Or like, do I care who says 4 no
So-
trump, or going to go to
So
control?
if they have enough to say 4 no trump, that's probably just as well. And that's a good question because you don't want to lose control of the auction like that. But if you have such a strong hand, it's unlikely partner's going to go straight to 4-no trump. If they are also interested in a slam, they're going to make a control bid first. You don't usually jump right to 4-no trump in a game forcing sequence like this. You normally control bid first. Both bidders are apt to do that.
Okay, so let's say partners bare minimum and you're super strong. So then you would go 1 spade, 2 clubs, 3 spades, and they just say 4 spades, and then you would say 4
You
no
can
trump.
still say 4-no trump. That's what I'm saying. You
Okay.
haven't lost your opportunity to do that. But more often than not, you'll either decide maybe you don't want to go, or maybe partner's going to make a control bid along the way that'll simplify things for you.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
All right. And then the last one I want to put down here is if you're 13 to 15 high card points and you have a 4-3-3-3 pattern. And here the 4 is not in our trump suit because we're saying these are all 3-card support bids. So we've got 4 of some other suit, 3-card support, but we have a flat hand. We can bid 3-no trump here to give partner the choice of do they want to play in no trump or play in their suit.
So 1 spade, 3 no trump,
Yeah,
you have support, 3 cards
it
support.
shows 3-card support exactly.
Okay.
But it's saying I've got a flat hand, so your partner, you're not likely to get any roughs from me. That's the idea. If I'm 4-3-3-3, this dummy, if I'm a dummy in your major suit, I'm not likely to rough, you're not going to be able to rough any side suit tricks.
Okay.
And so sometimes, depending on an opener's hand, they may just pass the 3-no trump, even though there's an 8-card major fit, if they know that, that you're not going to get an extra trick with a rough.
So,
Okay.
so Rick, let's see, there's, seems to be sort of a little crack there where something isn't covered. If you've got this slam invite hand, say it goes, your partner opens 1 heart, you say 1 spade, they say 2 clubs, and then you say 3 hearts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one here, I need to clarify because if you do the 1 of a major, you have to use 4th suit forcing first. If you use
Oh,
2 over 1, your 2 over 1 has already established a game force, so you have to do the game force. So
Okay.
I need to correct that a little bit.
So then if your partner has opened 1 heart and then bids clubs, then you would bid diamonds, and that signals that you've got
It just makes a game force. You haven't yet agreed on a strain. So you have to
Okay.
wait for your 3rd bid to actually show your trump support.
okay.
Mhm.
But you can't use 4th suit forcing if the auction goes 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump, because it isn't 4th suit.
That's right. There we'll use new minor force. And that gets a little more complicated. And so often with these slam interest hands, you won't bid the 1 of the major. You'll just do a 2 over 1 because it simplifies the auction for slam interest. I might take out the 1 of a major here for the slam interest because you can do it that way too, but it's a trickier way. So better to just do the 2 over 1. So let's look at some examples here.
No, Rick,
Yeah.
I'm kind of drugged up. I'm gonna have to sign off. I'm falling asleep.
Okay, it's all right.
Yeah.
Are you sick, Nancy?
No, I just had surgery and on this
Oh,
oxycodone
yes.
and all that garbage,
Yes.
So, and I just took one. I'm ready to drift off, but anyway, it was good. I've got things to look at too on with the BBO and stuff.
All right.
Okay, thanks for
right.
this week. Okay.
Sure thing.
bye-bye.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
So what I'm going to do, I think, with just this size, I'm going to bring up Shark, and we can practice some of these with Shark.
It's not letting me bid.
We're still waiting for your partner to get in here.
Oh, okay.
I'm having a hard time. I guess the link that I put into my browser isn't working. I may have to do it from my phone.
We have a new link. I can put it into our
Okay.
chat here.
That would be, well, if I can get to the chat, I'm not quite sure how to do that.
Hey,
There we go, chat.
let me get to the chat myself. All right, you see the link?
Yep. Okay, so it says invalid classroom link. That's actually, I think, the same link that I had. It looks familiar. I'll try it directly from the email and see if I can do this on my phone.
Are you using a second computer for your,
Yes, I was using my
do you have
son's
email on that
computer.
computer?
No, I mean, it's my son's computer, so I
Okay.
just haven't figured out. It's okay, I'll
Okay.
just do it on my phone.
All right, we've got you here. So you and Linnea are at a table together. And there we go.
Hmm.
Okay, so this we're not going to play this hand, but this looks like a good the auction. So responder has 9 dummy points, and so 2 spades is good. It looks like you'll wind up losing a heart, 2 clubs and a diamond, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a heart. Oh, and a spade, also a spade, yeah. So I think you'll make 2. So let's do the next deal here. And now South is dealer here.
I really want to open one note, Trump.
No, can't do that. Okay, and so looks like we're going to. If we play the spades well, we'll start with the ace of spades and not lose the king of spades. But we'll have a two spade losers, probably a heart loser. So this should be good. So the question is there another bid that South could make besides jump into four spades? Four
Help
spades
suit
is an okay
game,
bid.
help suit game try.
You could ask for help in diamonds, and North would certainly give you agree go to game with help in diamonds there. Another option is a splinter bid.
Hmm.
So four clubs. That would show a singleton or void in clubs and game forcing values, so it would still show your strong hand. And that might make it so that if North's points were a little bit different, instead of ace of clubs, maybe they've got I don't know, king of hearts and king of spades or something like that, you might find your way to a slam. Here with the ace of clubs, you'd still wind up at four spades. Let's try another one here. I'm gonna go on. Yeah, let's do this one. So here, South is dealer.
Um,
So hang on, what's the three no trump for here?
Isn't that the one that says I've got extra points and 3 hearts?
No,
I think you only do 3 no trump if it's your first bid, not
right.
as a.
One
bid.
heart, three no trump shows a opening hand with the 4-3-3-3.
Okay,
So and you would normally do that with that hand.
so I should have said 2 no trump on the first bid.
No,
I mean,
hang
three,
on, let's
three
undo
no.
here. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. I thought I first had to do the 2 over 1, sorry.
No, it's straight to three no trump. So it looks like you'll make 6 here. You'll be able to pitch two spades on the king of diamonds and the king of clubs. And so I think that the place I'd wonder about this, so with South, you've got how many points?
I think 15,
But you have 2 length points also, so that's
Yes.
17.
17.
Yeah. And I that's probably okay. If you think your partner's capped at 15, 15 and 17 does not sound like quite enough for slam. And your partner has a very nice 15. So
So to do that 3 no trump bid, what is my point range again?
13 to 15 high card points.
Okay,
I might gauge this hand too strong for that because of your tens and all your aces and kings.
yeah,
And so if you think it's too strong, it would be 1 heart, you'd say 2 clubs, 2 hearts by South, then 3 hearts by North.
Okay,
showing your 3-card support with extra values. And then you
Okay.
probably find your way to slam.
so what happens after 3 hearts?
Oh, sorry, I went past it already, but she would control bid,
So she would bid an ace or a king.
right?
Okay,
Okay. So now Linnea's opener. So why pass 4 hearts there, Frankie?
Did I miss something?
Well, she opened a spade.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the last hand and I just, sorry, and I was thinking that it was, um, I was thinking that that was a trump suit. I wasn't paying attention.
They're gonna do your 4 hearts again, Linnea.
I just saw 4 and I didn't really pay attention to the suit.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
don't worry, you're playing with the queen of the undo.
So now she's saying she doesn't want to play no trump. And she's saying she's got at least 5 spades and at least 4 hearts. So you're just gonna go back to 4 spades here.
Okay. I was trying to figure out whether it was some secret slam pitch because I can't go to controls without going to the 5 level.
Yeah, and actually I should say
Wait,
that
That
it's not,
was, that
it's
was
not
a
clear.
control bid.
So if that's a control bid, it needs to be diamonds.
That king isn't a stopper.
Singleton or void is a control.
Okay, oh, okay.
So let's go ahead and undo it. So I agree, the 4 heart should really be a control bid. Because you've already agreed on spades with that 3 no trump.
Okay, then I would say 4 hearts.
That's right. We're doing 1430 here, yeah.
Huh.
So that's asking me for the queen.
Right.
And so I would say it's 5 spades, no?
That's fine for no there, yeah.
Okay.
So why are you passing, Linnea?
Didn't she just deny the queen?
That's right, but you've got all the key cards, right?
That's true.
The queen would be to help you make a decision to go to 7 no trump, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so I should go to 6.
Right,
Sorry, not 7 no trump, 7 spades.
right. If you have all the key cards, and the only reason to ask for the queen is if you're thinking about a grand. And I don't think you should think about a grand with that hand, probably, knowing that your partner has a flat hand. So 6 spades, I would just bid 6 spades over the 5 diamonds.
Okay,
I'm dying to see this great hand now.
Right, and so you'll be able to pitch 2 club losers on the ace and queen of diamonds. and the hearts wind up splitting 3-3. So you won't have a heart loser. So all you'll have is a trump loser.
Okay.
So a 6 spade should make.
How do we not have club losers? Did I miss? Oh, you pitched them on the diamonds.
Right.
Okay. Got it. So do you take your spade loser right away, or you just take your trump and then
I
go
would
back?
probably
and
take my
start
ace and
pitching?
king of take the ace and king of spades, and you have to leave the trump outstanding. And then go ahead and do your club pitches.
Okay.
All right, so now South's the dealer here.
Sorry, it's a little hard to do Shark Bridge on my phone. I'm not seeing it as well.
I'm sure, I understand.
Hmm.
How many points do you have?
I have 14. They have 11. I'm
No, but
debating.
how many points do you have?
I have 14
You have 14 high card points, right?
and one length. Okay, so 15. Yeah. Okay,
You have
so
15
15 and
points.
11. I guess I should go to 4.
You should. Mhm.
I was just thinking it was such a flat hand. Otherwise, there could be losers, but
All right. So it is a flat hand, and you have wasted values in hearts because your ace, king, queen, jack of hearts is only good for 3 tricks. They've let a diamond, so you're looking at a diamond loser, 2 club losers, and a spade loser.
so I was right to leave it at 3.
In this case, but only because of the sort of the unfortunate situation in the hearts.
With the hearts, yeah. Okay.
This is
Crap.
when you would normally make that bid.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so that's all we've got time for now. And Frankie, why do you not run Shark on the same computer that you're running Zoom on, or what do you run?
Oh,
Zoom on?
I do when I'm at home, but I'm at my son's house babysitting.
Right, and so
So
you were using Zoom
I
on
was
your
running
phone. I
Zoom
see.
I ran Zoom from my phone because it
I
was
got
easier to
you.
click the link, and then
Mhm.
I was hoping to do Shark Bridge on the computer so I could see it easier.
Yep, that makes sense.
But I'll be home next week, so this is just a this week problem. It's not a normal issue.
Okay, that sounds good.
So, and honestly, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be to do Shark Bridge from my phone. I just had to get used to it.
Okay, good. And yeah, I don't know, or did you run it through the web page on your phone?
Yeah, I guess so. I just clicked the link, so it probably did come up through the webpage. But it was fine. I mean, I just had to like shrink it in order to see the bidding box, but then I had to expand it in order to look at partner's hand and be able to read it.
Yeah, and
But
that's
it
fine.
was
I was
fine.
just going to point out also, SharkBridge has a app for the iPad and for the phone.
Okay, I'll download
So
it.
you can have that also, but you probably won't normally need it. Okay, all right,
All
thanks.
right, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thanks,
so long.
Rick.
Mhm, bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.